All right, good afternoon, everyone. I thought we would try this out. Today is Thursday. It's Thursday, October 17th, 2019, and we'll see if we can get some people to join here. If not, not a big deal. Yeah, we'll see. Or not. So today we went over to Hanger Clinic, and the prosthetist took a look at my leg, and he did not have my leg shrunk so much recently that he actually needed to order another liner, one that's going to be able to support thickness in the front and then be really skinny in the back. And what that's going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to walk. And then usually if you have a whole bunch of bunched upness in the liner, it basically, whenever you take a walk and you bend your knee, it causes it to scrunch up a little bit in the back, and then therefore can cause some, I don't know, it can be uncomfortable after you wear it for a long period of time. So he's going to go ahead and order that, and hopefully we should know something by next week. And then at that point in time, we should be able to go see him. He's going to be able to do the mold next week. And then after he does the mold, then he ships the mold back. And then he gets what's called a check socket. And when the check socket comes back, then he's going to be able to put me inside of the check socket for a couple days and let me walk around, see if there's any pressure points or what have you that come out of it. And then if there's any pressure points, then I can let the prosthetist know, and he can go from there to make the slight modifications. And then if he needs to make the modifications, then he'll make them and then send them back to the fabricator. And then the fabricator will go ahead and make the leg at that point in time. And then they'll be able to give me my leg. So hopefully that will be at the end of November. But right now we're just kind of hanging tight and just waiting on things to come about until done. But otherwise, the healing of the leg for right now is going good. It's kind of, well, it's pinkish, and the prosthetist actually gave me a new shrinker sock. I believe he said it was a size 4, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow it to shrink more so we can get ready for the actual socket whenever it comes into play. So also, as long as I had you guys and we were going to do a live episode here, I did wanted to take the time to show you how my DRG unit works. Maybe we can actually do this. Let's see. I'm going to move this. Let me see if I can actually. So that little, if I can get it right. So there's a little incision in my back there. You see something poking out right about there. This is an actual implant that I have in the back of my back. And what it does is it goes into my spinal column. And whenever my phantom pain is really, really, really bad at the moment, what I can do is I can use a device to either turn it up or down or adjust it to my likings. And also there are experienced people that work at Abbott, which was previously St. Jude, and they do go in there and they can adjust the leads. They can adjust the leads and whatnot to pinpoint certain areas of the spine. So therefore they can alleviate pain. And then also, let's see here. So usually when you get one of these DRG units, the Abbott model and the St. Jude model only work on Apple devices right now. So they're not Android compliant, which kind of limits you a little bit as to what you can do and will basically use your application on in order to control your DRG device. But so this is a very simple iPod that they don't really manufacture anymore. So we like to keep things on close tabs with this guy. But they have a little app right here. That's not going to work. But it's a little stimulator. It says St. Jude Medical Center patient control. And then what it is, it's a little program that connects to a generator. This is all going to be flipped backwards, and I apologize. But right now, what it's actually doing is this communicates through Bluetooth. It's in my back, and it's trying to connect to the generator right now, so I can demonstrate how you can edit and then control the DRG unit as if you so may choose. So, and if anyone's interested, if they watch this video, if you're having a whole bunch of phantom pain, and I was having so much phantom pain, we were looking to get rid of the drugs, the gabapentin, all the nerve different medication, because I was on so many different nerve medications and I was gaining a ton of weight from it. So I was looking for more of a natural kind of sort of way of dealing with it. And this was definitely the ticket. So they took 2 leads and basically shoved it up my, it was an L3. It was L3 and L4. Let's see here. It even says in the app. Yeah, it's L3 and L4. And then what happens is they can stimulate it according to whatever. There's like 3 little pegs on the wires, and then they can choose each individual string in which they want to control in order to stimulate to basically block whatever pain that you're having. And the only thing that I can compare it to is think of it as a glorified TENS unit. So if you watched any of my stuff previously in any of my videos about DRG units, or the little pads that you smack all over your body, and it basically is like that. It's like a little numbing, humming sound, and it's not a sound, but it's a vibration. And on it basically blocks the pain, and it feels just like a TENS unit. So let's see if I can get the screen back up for you. Okay, so this is the little program. Obviously, it's backwards, and I can't get the camera. Too much lights. It's not going to work. So you have a map. It's L3 and L4 for me. I can't get this to go. Okay, well, hopefully you can see it that much. And what you can do is you can select each one of the L4s or the L3s or whatever Ls they decide to put inside of you, and then you can do a plus and minus, and that will basically give you relief from there. So it was one of the best decisions that I made. There's our risks involved, so if you guys have any questions and you want to reach out on any possible scenarios or questions, I'm more than happy to help out. And let's see. So we started at 6:30. 6:30. I'm going to see if anyone's going to hop on here. It's been so long, and I'm trying to get this channel to see if we can get some people back on here. Nothing would be awesome if we could get a whole bunch of people in here and then have them talk about, I don't really want to say about issues or what have you, but there's so many people that have so many questions out there that I don't know that go unanswered or what have you. And this is kind of a good time to get on, and maybe we can collaborate and get some people together and see what we can do to help each other out. Looks like we have 2 people watching. And of course, this could be absolute bad time. See, we got people in Central Time that are leaving from work. We've got people from Eastern that are just getting home, maybe eating dinner, not breakfast. It's so hard to judge these, and as soon as I go ahead and try to end it, there's people that are going to be hopping on too. But if you go ahead and subscribe, you'll be able to get alerts whenever we decide to do this. So I'm going to definitely try to make this an ongoing thing if we can get some people involved. Anybody? Got 2. Okay, we got 3 watchers. 3. We have 3 watchers. All right. Anyone would like to share their name at all? No? We'll see if we can stay on here for an hour. So my wife was making dinner, and I didn't even bother to ask her what time dinner was. So dinner's going to be kicking on here in a couple minutes. So we'll be doing this while we're eating, if we can get some people to come on and talk for a little while. I'll stay on here as long as you guys can stay on full. I figure we give it an hour. See what happens this time. There might be a lot of dead air, but I know there's been a lot of people trying to get a hold of me. Three people. Let's see what we got. See if we can talk in the chat here. Well, I guess we can go, we can talk about also, so my ulcerative colitis that I told you guys that I got diagnosed with about 2 weeks ago, it's doing better. So we finished the antibiotics for the ammonia. And then as soon as we finished the antibiotics, it seems that the stomach's getting better. It's not as aggravated as what it was. Literally, as soon as I started taking the antibiotics, the UC started to flare up really, really bad. And we were almost right back to normal back at the hospital. But we actually went to the ER yesterday. We went to a walk-in clinic, and the guy stated that he thought my colon was septic, and it could be very serious. And so he sent us right back to the hospital. And we went up there, they drew some blood and everything. And the prednisone that I'm taking is just absolutely jacking up my heart rate so high. And it's causing me to get flush. If you can see in the face, it's causing me to get flush. And then the insomnia is just absolutely unbearable that comes along with it. So yeah, we went to the doctor. They kind of gave me whatever to just make me comfortable for the time being until until we can get off the prednisone for the time being. So "15 minutes in, we had 3 people in here. No response. Let's see. We got 1 person that hopped on. 2 people that hopped on. if anyone that just hopped on, I'm an amputee, and I've been doing a whole bunch of videos, and I'm just here to try to get this channel together to see if we can get them some collaboration. I know a lot of people follow me. I drop off the face of the earth for a little while, and I was wanting to do some live shows here because I know a lot of people had any questions, and I may or may not have gotten to them throughout the years. And I figure if we do a live broadcast every once in a while, we can get everyone grouped together and maybe get some typing together, maybe help each other out in the long run. And this is our very first shot at it, so I know there's not going to be a lot of turnout. So we'll see what becomes of it, and hopefully we do it every week and it becomes a habit and we get more people that come on it. Does anyone, I got a thumbs up. Anybody? And that is cue for dinner. It's almost dinner time. Everyone's getting ready for dinner time. The wife blew me a kiss. Oh, all right. We got 3 people watching. No one's talking. It's okay. It's all right. We'll just sit here and do the leg shake. Do the leg shake with the amputated leg. Oh. How is everyone doing? Uh, 3 people. Do I get to know who these 3 people, where they live? Is anyone going to talk? I'm sad. I got 3 people watching me. I don't know where they're from, where they're at. They don't want to talk to me. It's okay. Hopefully we get more people. New to the channel, thumbs up? No? Dead as a doornail. All right. Well, we have dinner coming. So it wasn't my anticipation, but in Japanese they have, I've watched specials about Japanese people and how they eat food on YouTube, and they get paid for it. So maybe this is a new career for us. We get to see people get to see me eat live. Oh. 3 people, no questions. Okay. And I wish it would tell me who 3 people are watching. It's okay. We'll never find out. Boom, boom. Thank you. It looks good. Thank you.
You should talk to them about your AIP diet.
So we're eating a new diet, guys. It's called the AIP diet. And it has, tonight we have pork. What is it? Pork, chicken? Chicken.
Chicken with gluten-free teriyaki.
Chicken with gluten-free teriyaki. With potatoes that are skinned because I can't eat them anymore because I'm not privileged enough. We have carrots. But they're all steamed and everything looks delicious. And whoever joined, we're not talking about food. It just so happened I scheduled the time right in the middle of dinner.
And tell me your time now. You tell me your time.
No, I'm not timed.
Your time for how long you can eat after you take a medicine.
So yeah, and I do have to eat now because with the ulcerative colitis, with the medication, I only have an hour to eat. So, and unfortunately, you guys are right in the middle of it. So we're gonna eat and we're gonna have a discussion.
You tell me what you learned about biologics.
No. So we have a cat that likes to sit here and eat food, so he's pawing at the food right now. I do have something to say right after I'm done eating here, but we have to eat first. Anyone here am an amputee, know an amputee, seen an amputee, hung out with an amputee, watched an amputee eat? No. Okay. Okay, well, we still have 3 people watching. So anyways, we'll talk about ulcerative colitis medications. Might as well. We're looking for stuff to talk about. So they have many different types of medications. that will help treat ulcerative colitis. And I was watching, of course, everyone's heard about Humira, biologics. And what biologic is I don't know the exact technical term off the top of my head. I'm sure I can look it up here. Let's see. Biologics. Biologics is something that works with the immune system, and then basically what it does is it tells the immune system not to attack the colon, or if you're in Crohn's, not to attack the small intestine and large intestine. So I was reading a whole bunch of articles and actually pending lawsuits against Abbott and a whole bunch of other companies where people are taking the biologics and they're getting putridly sick from them. And I was all for a biologic, because if I can suppress my immune system and then basically trick it as to thinking that it's okay, so to speak, and not to attack my colon so I don't have another flare-up, that would be the coolest thing. However, when I was reading some people, the adverse reactions of the biologics was absolutely incredible. If you read any of the side effects on any of the biologics, Humira, any of the big major companies, their side effect is cancer. And something in the medication is causing the patients to get cancer. I was reading stories where that people were going in and starting the biologic, and within literally a couple months later, ending up with either full-blown leukemia. I've heard brain lesions. I've heard just all kinds of bad stuff. And unfortunately, once you're on the Humira or the biologic for a long period of time, it stays in your system. And then as soon as your body is trying to fight off whatever, cancer that you have, and the hospital's trying to treat it. And unfortunately, some of these people, when they went into the hospital with the cancer after taking the biologics, it was literally almost too late, because the cancer grew so quickly and so fast within the system. And then the biologics take a good couple months to get out of your system. So whatever is basically causing the cancer takes months to get out of the system. So meanwhile, you're trying to fight the cancer, and lots of people have lost the battle. I talked to a couple people that were on Humira, and one of my bosses that I work with, one of her friends, she actually was on Humira, and ended up getting brain lesions literally 6 months after the fact. So the more I think about it, there's ways to the current medication that I'm on is called mesalamine. If you watched the previous episode that I was on, and that works basically to keep the gut in check and keep the colon down from being inflamed. So, and I'll have to take that 3 times a day, every meal, 2 caplets. And then when I take it, I have an hour to eat. And then, so I take it, I have to wait an hour, and then I have an hour to eat. And this is why I'm eating for you guys on camera right now, because I just ran out of time and I completely forgot about it. So this is all still new to us. That seems to be, the mesalamine seems to be the safest option rather than biologic. I would rather try the mesalamine and see if we can get it through control. And then also, as long as you stick to your diet and other things, and you properly nutrish yourself, and just be aware of the signs and the symptoms and whatnot, and then pay attention with your doctor and being honest with your doctor, then it's you'll be okay for the most part. Don't get me wrong, everyone's different. I could very well be on the straight and narrow, so to speak, and I do have celiac disease on top of it, so I can't have any gluten. And if I have gluten, it could cause me to go into a flare-up if I do eat gluten, so gluten's a no-no for me anymore. So yeah, gluten's a no-no, and you just have to live by the diet, and then hopefully, everything stays okay. It doesn't really, ulcerative colitis really doesn't come from diet, so to speak. The diet can make it worse while you're in a flare-up, but it's all up to the immune system. So if my immune system all of a sudden decides to attack my colon one day, it's going to do it. And then I just have to learn how to manage the flare-up and whatnot. So we had one other person that joined. Does someone want to introduce themselves? No? Okay, we have 3 people watching. Hopefully I can get some people talking. So yeah, plans, why don't we go over some plans? So plans for whenever I do get my leg from the prosthetist. So my poor wife has been doing all the housework and whatnot. So it would be fun to be able to get back to that. However, what I did mention to you guys is that I did find my eye walk. This is my eye walk. This little nifty doodad guy basically allows me to free up both of my hands whenever you're on crutches and have 2 hands. And you're always sitting here doing this motion with your crutches because you can't free up both your hands because you always have your crutches on. So what this does, and it's a little expensive, if you can afford it, great. It's going to make your life a little bit easier. But what you do is you just stick your leg in through here, and then you actually stick your leg through the bottom here. And then this will allow you to basically stand up on one leg. So then therefore you can free up both your hands and you can walk around the house. And I haven't been able to do much because after a while, if you can see, there's padding. There's padding here on the bottom. Where your knee goes through. And then as you walk around, it should pad it. But since I'm skinny and I lost so much weight because of my ulcerative colitis, it's so painful because I just have no padding on it. There's padding, but there's not because I'm so bony. So this has allowed me to get up and move around. I've actually been able to go outside and not use the crutches, and it frees up one hand. It doesn't free up both hands because you have a little handle on here. Usually on a prosthetic, yeah, this little handle, oops, right there. So usually on prosthetics, you don't have to use a hand to basically move your leg and throw it forward. So since this is, excuse me, since this is kind of like I would call it a peg leg, so to speak, you have to take the handle and then you have to move the legs. So you always constantly need to have one hand that's throwing the leg out for you. So therefore, when you take the next step, it's going to be supportive to you so you don't fall on the floor. So if you don't have one of these or have any questions about where to get one, more than welcome to ask in the questions, and we'll see if I can answer whatever questions that you have. So I'm going to take another bite of food here. Anyone's more than welcome to ask a question. Is anyone from here around the United States? A different country? Europe, Asia, South America, Jamaica. I had a couple Jamaica people follow me. Jamaica. Or 4 people could just be setting the phone down. It's okay. Is anyone... There we go. My wife asked a question. My faithful wife asked me a question. How nice of her. All right. What has been your experience with traveling with a prosthetic? Traveling with a prosthetic has been fun. So when I was traveling with a prosthetic, what I would usually do is I would put in my backpack a shrinker sock. If you don't know what a shrinker sock is, it looks like this. Wraps around your leg, goes around your leg, and helps basically keep it from not getting swollen. And then I would also add some filler socks. Filler socks come in yellow, green, and blue. Yellow being 1-ply, green being 3-ply, blue being 5-ply. And then I would put those in my backpack along with any other lotions, creams, and what have you that are underneath a couple ounces. And I would always carry these in my backpack because just in case our luggage, as we all know, whenever we travel, sometimes does not make it to our destination properly. So I would always carry an extra, probably 2 or 3 filler socks, maybe 2 of each color. So we also picked up, since I started traveling to Mexico for business, one shot. Mexico for business, and then a couple other places. Well, we also went on a cruise, and it's also good. Amazon sells these crutches that actually fold down and collapse, and they go wonderful inside of travel cases and whatnot. So therefore, whenever you're traveling through the airport, there was a funny story that when I was going through Mexico, I brought my original crutches with me, and I was literally going around Mexico City, just walking around, and people were just kind of looking at me weird because I was carrying a pair of 2 crutches with me. And it was just funny to watch the people because they had no idea why I was wandering around with 2 crutches, because at the time I was actually wearing a full pair of pants. And I was wearing a full pair of pants because down in Mexico, prosthetics are pretty much the bee's knees, and everyone wants them. So they didn't really see what was going on, so to speak. So also for traveling, check with the hotel. Check with the hotel when you book the room, then if it's handicap accessible. Especially if there's a shower or a tub, make sure there's grab bars in there, because whatever you do to your house, so at our house, we have grab bars, I have automation, I have lights that go on every single time you walk into a room. We have all these different things that, are convenient in our life. And then the second that you go on a cruise or in a hotel, or if you go somewhere, you don't really have those things. So it's always best to call and check with the hotel, which is probably the last thing that I think about whenever I'm booking a hotel, just because it's still new to me, even though it's been 3 years now. Always check with a hotel and see if they have the grab bars in the shower, if they have any shower seats. So another thing that hotels will keep on hand that they don't tell you about are shower seats. So check for sour seats, see if they're in there. That or can be available, or it can be brought up to the room. And I don't know, any amenities as well. So usually when you take off your leg or your arm, I'm sure I can't relate, but as soon as you take those things off, you're usually done for the day. And so if there's something that maybe housekeeping can bring up for you, or something that can make your stay that extra special, go ahead and request those things ahead of time. So when you show up to the hotel, they're not looking at you crazy, and then maybe they can get that arrangement all taken care of for you. If you're traveling outside in Mexico, per se, a lot of things in the United States, when we just basically go about our day, we take for granted. So when I went down to Mexico, I found out that there was the handicap was basically almost a statement, kinda, and there wasn't really a standard. I mean, they had parking places for people to make sure that it didn't get that you could get to the building in a short amount of distance, but literally they shoved me up in a room, and their handicap room was a bathtub that had a shower in it, and there wasn't really a way to stand in there without completely cracking my head open if I decided to stand up on there. So, and it was kind of difficult at the time to find a hotel to find the amenities that were good for an amputee. So it was kind of a tough gig down there. So always check before you travel. Okay, we'll see if anyone else jumps on. We got 3 people on here. I really don't mean to eat with my mouth open, guys. I'm sorry. This was bad timing. Bad timing. I should have waited till after dinner. We have 4 people on. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Is there anyone that would like to ask anything for me or an amputee? No? First live event. Everyone's dropping as soon as we're joining. It's okay. I knew it was going to be a little rough the first time. So right now, so after visiting the process and whatnot, I don't know, I should be walking again towards November. Late November, end of November, early December. We'll see. It all depends on how well the casting goes and whatnot. I have a cat right underneath me that's trying to attack my leg. All right, we've had 4 people on. If anyone's followed me and they have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them. I've been talking for a couple minutes here. Maybe. Nope. 4 people. Who are these 4 people from? Does anyone want to say where they're from? Anybody? Got 4 people. I figure I keep this on for an hour. And then maybe someone might pop on and have a question if they know who I am. And then we can go from there. And of course, this isn't everyone's fault. I wasn't, this was all spur of the moment. I wasn't looking for a huge epic turnout. This idea I've had for a long time, but I just never took care of it. And maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get some people that want to engage. Or not. Big plans for the weekend, anyone? No? Would anyone like to have me talk about gadgets, products, stuff I think about, maybe heard on the news about amputees, products, anything? Make a funny face, hop on one leg. I can hop on one leg. It's so quiet. And I know as soon as our hour's up, someone's probably going to jump on and have a very legitimate question about something very important. And we're all going to miss it. Or maybe not. And you guys, if you watch this, if you make it through the hour, if there's something I talk about or spoke about or what have you, and you're wanting to know what's going on with it or what I previously talked about, just go ahead and write it down in the comments and I'll answer them. So, and I feel horrible. I let this channel die. We got so busy. I figure we turn it on for an hour, see how it goes. We're at 50 minutes. And the cat decided to join. 4 people. 4 people. Four people watching. Okay, we'll go over an overview. I'm Randy, 35 years old, amputee, doing lots of videos for about 3 years prior. And I figured we would try some new stuff and see if we can get some people involved. I did some mentoring back in the day when everything was okay. And I figured when I was going to all the support groups and whatnot, all of a sudden you'd see Steve didn't show up. You know, Steve didn't show up, or Mary didn't show up, or Bob didn't show up because of, reasons that they either couldn't get there or what have you. And I figured that we can use the power of YouTube to see if we can get some people together, answer some questions, and see if we can help each other out in the long run. Because, honestly, some of the tips and tricks and whatnot that I've learned from amputees, I've actually gone to the support groups. The support groups are absolutely awesome. You meet the friends, the families of the people, which I hope we can do these live events and we can get some people on here to share some ideas so we can help others, maybe make it a bigger deal. If it became a bigger deal, that'd be awesome. That means we could help a lot of people. Maybe teach me some things. So anyone who joined, where is everyone from? I'm going to guess from Florida. No. God, what is it? It's 6:20. It's 6:22 in Central. I think I chose way too early of a time to be doing this. I did a live show at 3 the other day. Got a couple people on. Has anyone followed me? Has anyone just found this channel and not know what it's about? I'm just dying to figure out who these 4 people are. It's dead silence. Maybe it will tell me down here. No. Okay. Anyone want a prosthetic one? Raise their hand. No. 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 I can't wave my hand. I don't have a prosthetic yet. I have them, but it's a fit. No. No. I really appreciate the 4 people joining. It's okay. We're all a little shy. When I first started doing this, I was shy. All right. No. I don't even know if I should leave this on for another hour or a couple minutes. Let's see. Did anyone see my neuroma? Neuroma? No, I just lost 2 more people. So the people that didn't see my neuroma, if you don't like to see anything graphic, I would probably fast forward it. So the neuroma that they removed on my leg was on the right side of my tibia, and it was about the size of a small marble that they quoted it. And what a neuroma is it's a nerve that grows out of control, either through damage or something happening to it, like an amputation, or if it gets rubbed on or what have you. And luckily, right in the surgery process, I told them, hey, by the way, can you take a photo of it so I can show everyone what a neuroma looks like? Because I'm a person that likes to look, study, what have you, and see what's going on. And I couldn't find a lot. So, see if we can find a neuroma. Everyone left when they heard about the neuroma. All right. Let's see what we got. Ba-ba-da-ba. Can't find the neuroma. All right, there is a neuroma. That's actually an ultrasound of it. There it goes. It finally focused. Awesome. So that was underneath my, that was actually on the right side of my tibia. And that was on the right side of my tibia. And that is attached to what's called the perineal nerve. And what the perineal nerve does is it goes down the side of your leg. It branches off into two different places. The one that wigged out was on the right side of my fibula. So that's the one that they took. And let's see if I can pull up the actual surgical photo. This cat is driving me up the wall. Boo. Okay, so the neuroma actually from surgery. This tends to blend in very well with the rest of my photos that I have on my phone. Okay. So if you guys don't like anything graphic, I would definitely turn back now. But here is the actual, I can't get it to focus in that well. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so in the back part there, in the plastic piece, there it goes. It finally decided to go. There's a little white piece that they put in the back of it. And then if you see the pinkish part is the actual nerve of the perineal nerve. And then the white part is what is the actual neuroma portion. And that's the part that actually was causing all my pain and whatnot, and what caused me to get a second surgery so I could actually start to walk again. What ended up happening is that towards on my last socket, my leg shrunk because I lost so much weight. And then this was actually causing a large amount of pain. So, and I had Mayo Clinic took a photo of it. And then therefore you guys can see what a neuroma looks like. I apologize, the cat's standing up. So that's what we're waiting on right now. So the new socket and whatnot is going to be able to support that tissue differential and whatnot, and allow me to start walking again. So hopefully soon. Now let's see here. So now after that happened, we've had to spend the last couple months. My leg got extremely swollen. This is actually That was actually my leg about a week after the surgery. And then every week after that, I kind of took a photo of the progress. This was, I think, a week before they took out the stitches after the neuroma. Right before they took out the stitches, not right after. This is very close to stitches removal. This was maybe about 3 weeks ago. So, and this is common, guys. It's not, it's about a 50% chance that whenever you do have an amputation, not trying to freak anyone out or ever, that you could develop a neuroma. It's just the sheer factor of the nerve being cut and then walking on the nerve continuously. It can happen. So it's all part of it. We knew it could happen, and unfortunately, you just hope you're not one of them. Let's see if I can get another photo of it now. So this is when they took the stitches out. Let's see. Yeah, they took the stitches out, and you can start to see the sutures that they put in there. So they put the sutures in there to hold in place where the stitches were, so therefore the skin doesn't come apart. Here's a better angle. This thing just doesn't want to focus. Okay, well, you can see it. And then this, I would say this photo is pretty frequent. Well, frequent. It's the most recent one. So that's the leg with the stitches out, and it's actually starting to heal. And so that's basically what a neuroma healing photos of what I dealt with. And then also photos of the shrinker sock. This is the shrinker sock that I was wearing. Usually my leg is usually a straight line and it's very proportional, but unfortunately the swelling was so bad to the point where it looked like it was ballooning on the side. So I got 2 people on again. All right. Is there anyone on here that has any questions? I see people hopping on and off. Don't be afraid. If anyone's followed me. Okay. I think I might wrap it up in a couple minutes. And of course, as soon as I say I'm going to wrap it up in a couple minutes, people start joining. This was kind of a dry run. I think we're going to be trying to do this every Thursday. I don't know, maybe if I'll do it later, and now I have 4 people on here. So I just want us to get together, and maybe people are amputees. Maybe it's a family member that has an amputee. Maybe it is someone that just went through an amputation and has no idea what to expect. I'm not an expert, but I have mentored many people. And I figured that if we can all get together and help each other out, maybe someone has a question for me, and I can sit here and answer any questions that anyone might have. I mean, amputation it's a scary, scary, scary situation. And a lot of people do not know sometimes, or may not know how to treat a spouse. I don't want to say it like that, but, care for a spouse. Maybe not know how to, if I had a job before, what do I do now? What do I expect? How many weeks to be out? I can give you guys guesses and thoughts, but again, I guess if you talk to someone who's been through it, it's going to help you out a lot more. And sometimes people can't make it to the support groups. So I figured if we could get some people together and we can all help each other out. So I got 4 people. I might just cut this down to an hour. Maybe word of mouth will get around. Word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. Of course, what is it, 6 o'clock Central Time? People are still trying to get home. I'll just chalk this up to bad planning. Maybe someone knows how they can. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can send whoever's my subscriber like a little alert ahead of time to let you guys know, hey, by the way, I'm doing this event. This was very, very, very well last minute planned. Okay. Got 2 legs, maybe. All right. I think there's a subscribe button. So if you guys just come on here, and I plan on doing more of these, and if I do end up killing it here in the next couple minutes, if you guys subscribe to it, I'm definitely going to look and see what I can do to send you guys alerts to go for the next one, so you guys can follow me. But right now, I'm sure the last thing you guys want to see here is look at me scratching my chin. All right. So we got 4 people on. Anyone on here that is, or maybe has a family member that's an amputee and wants to type? No? It's the peanut gallery. Everyone's so quiet. All right. Well, we'll just summarize. So today's Thursday, October 17th. We did go to the prosthetist. He's ordering a special liner for my leg because my leg shrunk. My leg shrunk again. It's now only 20 inches. He said it's 20 inches. So my leg's 20 inches. And he's ordering a special liner that's going to be a little bit more bulked up in the front, and it's going to be less bulk in the back. And therefore, I'm going to be able to walk more comfortably with my leg bending. And so we are waiting for the liner to show up for the prosthetist, so then he can take a casting of my leg. So from the neuroma surgery that I had previously, just a couple of weeks ago, he's going to be able to cast that, send off for a check socket. And then what the check socket is he's going to let me wander around with the walk of life on my leg for a little while and see whether or not if it works, or if there's any pressure points, or if there's anything going on with it. And as long as everything is okay with it, then he takes that check socket, he sends it back to the manufacturer and the fabricator, and the fabricator will do the final leg on it, and then he can attach it to my final leg, and I can get back up and running again. So that's basically what's happened today. So, and I'm looking forward to that. It should be next week. And then we can finally get back to normal life again. And I can start bringing up the channel again, getting everyone involved, and grow this to what I would like it to be. We got 4 people. Did anyone just hop on? Would like to say anything? Introduce themselves? Know what's going on? Questions? Everyone is gun shy. Nope. I'm just typing in here, seeing if anyone has any questions. You guys can go ahead and type them in. I'll answer them. Or like I said, if you guys watch this later, if you guys live through the hour, write any questions and then I will get to them. So I don't know if I got to do this really late. I don't know if you guys are watching this. If you think it's too early, let me know. I would really love to get this to work. I don't know, maybe weekends. I don't know about the weekends, but we'll see. I just, I would love to get people together, and I know that people are having problems, and people like to hear what other people are doing, so they can help each other, their families, so on, etc. Got 4 people watching. No one talking. Well, darn. Okay, I expected this. Okay, I think the more I blink here, it's not going to get any better. All right. Well, until then, I hope you liked watching. If you guys want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, go ahead and do it down in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. I'm going to figure out how to do alerts, so when we have more live episodes like this, everyone's going to be able to at least prepare for them. And I'll try to do it without eating. So, and if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And then also, if you watch this whole entire video, if you make it this far, just go ahead and ask them in the comments below, and then I'll be more than happy to answer them. But whoever did watch, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.